What is up, my friends? Welcome back to the Daily Revolution Podcast. Today's topic, the power of rep integrity and 100 other things you don't need to do. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. My name is Setema, Gali, the founder and creator of the Prosperity Revolution, a global movement that helps you to get out of scarcity and into prosperity every single day. A movement where people have value, things do not, where money is a result of helping people, where you're rewarded for creating value for others, and where prosperity is not the result of luck, but a predictable steps and formulas, and where happiness is the ultimate goal. All right, man, just finished up at the gym today. Welcome to the podcast. If you're listening for the first time, I want to say thank you. I appreciate you being here. Podcast is meant with an intention to help you to have a daily revolution, right? A daily spark, an awakening, right? Rising up to your greatest potential and turning that potential into power, production, and results. So if this is useful for you, share it, take a screenshot, let me know you're listening. It's good to be back. All right, let's jump into this rep integrity concept here and 100 things you don't need to do to be successful. First of all, I'm at the gym today, rocking out chest and shoulders, and man, my shoulders are they've been achy and sore, maybe due to the fact that I'm lifting a lot of weights and I'm almost 50 years old. And it's just kind of how it is when you play football and you hit 300-pound dudes 1,000 times a week, right, with your arms. So we're doing these shoulder presses and raises. And I've got the set, right? I got to go get 12 reps, 12 repetitions. And man, I'm burning, right? My arm, my shoulders, like just, when you're lifting weights or you're sprinting and that lactic acid. And as human beings, most human beings do not like pain. We don't like discomfort. So naturally, as I hit this threshold of pain and I start to near my capacity, my mind goes right to, that's good. That's good enough. No matter how many years I've lifted and how much I've done, it's still like there's this little temptation, this voice that's like, that's good. That's good. That's good enough. You're pushing hard. But when I started this set, I said, no, I'm doing 12. So I get to about 8 and I'm like, oh, it's burning. So then I get to 10. And again, that little voice is still like, it's okay. That's good enough. But see, there's this thing called rep integrity. Like, are you going to do the reps? Are you going to do the rep the right way? And are you going to be a person of integrity and do what you said you would do? Of course, I hit my reps and I'm burning, I'm sweating, my heart's pounding. And this goes on for about 90 minutes. Right? Some guys are like, oh, you don't need to be in the gym longer. Look, I like to warm up and then get a good, I like to be in there an hour and 10, hour and 20, maybe 90 minutes tops. So I just really enjoy it. So this goes on throughout the entire session. Just do the reps. Do what you said you would do. Have integrity. Be a person of your word. And here's the crazy piece is there's no one there that's going to check me. Yeah, I'm working out with my guys, but it's not like someone's like, dude, do your reps. I'm a grown man. And that's really how it is in life. It's like, I could cheat. I could stop early. I could give up. I could convince myself and rationalize, oh, it's okay. But that's not what powerful people do. But rep integrity is like, do I have integrity to do what I set out to do? Am I going to be a person of my word? Now, look, this carries over, right? What's the lesson here? Why is this so significant? Because I could be a person who doesn't, but then I would know. And that doesn't help me. That doesn't give me power and discipline. That doesn't give me freedom. It doesn't give me what I want. So what's the lesson? Just do what you said you would do. Like, do what you said you would do, regardless of thoughts, feelings, emotions, and moods. Learn how to be uncomfortable and learn how to embrace being uncomfortable, right? It's the old phrase that says, get comfortable being uncomfortable. Now, how does this apply to your life in the physical realm? Well, that's how you build your body to be strong. That's how you build endurance and strength and shape your body and give you health and vitality and energy. It's just pushing past the threshold and being uncomfortable. Having integrity, spirituality. There's many of you who listen to this who are Christians or you believe in some type of God or power. It doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter what your beliefs. Just, can you be a person of your word, right? For agreement, impeccable with your word, right? Just, are you the person that can be counted on? Relationally, can your family trust you? Does your spouse trust you? Do your children trust you? Can you be counted on to show up and provide and protect and preside for your family? I'm talking to men, right? Because I'm a man. And then financially, there's a lot of places where you could shortcut. There's a lot of places where you could cheat people. And it's like I'm teaching my sons right now, look, right? Don't waste napkins. Oh, but they're free. So no, son, someone's paying for these napkins. Don't just take a handful and chuck them in the trash, right? Have some integrity for people's businesses. They only take what we've paid for. This integrity piece is incredible, and I love it because people always talk about confidence. How do I get confidence in my life? How do I build more confidence? Well, confidence is going to come from two things. Number one is really being true to your word, making a promise and keeping it, saying what it is you're going to do and doing it. Like, that is the bread and butter of confidence. The second place where confidence comes from is just pure repetition and experience. Hard to have confidence in shooting free throws if you don't shoot free throws. So if you want confidence in a specific area, you got to go do that thing. Sales, got to go get sales, got to go talk to people, got to close deals. Throwing a football, same thing. And then as a parent, same thing, right? Confidence comes when you are in the depth of experience and you have this, 10,000 hours under your belt. You go get 10,000 hours. That's Malcolm Gladwell. This concept of you become an expert at 10,000 hours. Just take a look at where you're at with your experience and your reps of life. So that's that first part of that is keeping your word. Now it's tied into the second part of the podcast, which is 100 things you don't need to do to be successful, right? There is a trend out there, and I'm part of it because I have rhythms, rituals, and routines. I wake up and I put AirPods in my ear and I'm listening to things, and I've got what I call conscious self-creation. It's what I say every single day. I visualize. I like to do ice baths and exercise and meditate. I like to do all these things. Can I tell you a little secret here, my friends? You don't need to do any of those things to be successful. Like, I know it sounds contradictory, right? Like, what? What are you talking about, Setema? You teach these things. You preach these things. You live these things. I do, because it works for me. I love early mornings. I love waking up early and meditating and reading and studying. I love to visualize and breathe in. I love to say things out loud. Like, I am a world-class father. I am a 5-star daddy. I am a master marketer. I am a leader of leaders. I love the work I do. The work I always do is required. You can tell these things roll off my mouth because it's my identity, who I am and how I see myself. And the truth is, you don't need to do all those 100 things to be successful, but there is one thing that you need to do to be successful. And that is whatever is required to achieve what's desired. Like, really simple concept, right? If you're not doing what's required, you will never get what's desired. Ice baths are not necessarily required for success. There's successful people who don't do ice baths. Reading a book is not necessarily success, like the key to success. There's lots of people who read books and they're not really that successful and happy in life. Waking up early is, you don't have, like, that's, again, there's things that prime people, right? And get them ready and prepare them. But the real key here is doing what's required. That's it. Like, doing the work, whatever the work is to get the result, period. Now, how does rep integrity and doing what you said you would do tie into this, or doing what's required? Because if you really want to build a life of impact, if you are wanting to live your life at another level of happiness, if you are striving to be an incredible human being that feels happy, that makes a difference, that loves life, that is just like, man, I love how I'm living, and you're not comparing yourself to other people, then you're not walking around like always worried about how you look or do you fit in, then do what's required. Keep your word, keep your promises, and watch how power, like real power and joy, flow into your life. One of my mentors said this on his podcast, and I love it, right? And I could hear him say it. It's 2022. When I'm shooting this podcast, it's 2022. If you aren't successful today, man, you are foolish and irresponsible. And I say that because at our fingertips, we got everything available to us. Everything. We got courses, we got mentors, we have how-to videos, there's micro experts, there's macro experts, there's so much. Like there is no end of how-tos and information. Now, whether or not you implement that is up to you. It's going to come down to, are you willing to have this rep integrity in your life? Are you willing to just really do what you said you would do and do what's required? We have a t-shirt, right? One of our t-shirts says, do what's required. And on the back, it says, because doing your best is for kids. If you're a child, just do your best, man. If you're a child, just do your best. That's all we ask you to do. But there comes a point like the Apostle Paul, right, where he's like, when I was a child, I spake as a child. I did childish things, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. In other words, when you become an adult and a responsible adult who wants to truly achieve and succeed and like build a life that you can be proud of and happy with, then you got to do what's required. So 2 key concepts today: rep integrity. No one's watching, but are you a person who just knows, if I say I'm going to do this thing, if I say I'm going to go be this and do this, I'll do it, and the heavens and earth and the universe will move on your behalf because it trusts you and it knows if you declare it, it's done. If you say it, it's over. And of all the things that people do to prime themselves, breathe and cold plunges and ice baths, and again, I do a lot of these things. Most important thing is do what's required. Do whatever is required to help you achieve what is desired. And if you put in the consistency into doing what's required, like experience, repetition, 10,000 hours, man, there's nothing you can't achieve. There's nothing you cannot accomplish. There's nobody who you could not become if that's your desire. All right, my friends, I'm out. That's the podcast for today. If this has been helpful, pass it forward, tag me, share it, send it to someone who can need it, and go give me a review. That would help me tremendously as we jump back into the podcast. I'm excited because we got some things coming down the pipe with the Huddle, with the new video podcast with my business partners. And look, we're going to just keep pumping out beautiful content and speaking truths and helping people to wake up to what's possible for their lives. 3, 2, 1, we're out. I'm done. Later.
Let's go. This is your daily revolution. Live in prosperity, we show you how to do it. There's no luck about it, we got the strategic blueprint. This is your daily revolution. You already know. And if you don't, then check my resume. Turning pressure into possibilities every day. We all can win and live our unique purpose. We change our mindsets and put the work in. This is your daily revolution. Daily revolution. Revolution. Your daily revolution podcast.